Welcome to Groovy Soup. Groovy. A showcase of music from artists and bands from across Ohio, and your chance to hear something new and local. Here's your host, Paul Holden.
Welcome to another episode of Groovy Soup, a show all about the artists and bands of Ohio, brought to you by True Blue Plumbing. I'm Paul Holden, your host and chef of this mashup of melodies. Tonight, we check in with an old friend and check out a new EP for some new friends. In the front spot tonight, we have Friends for Sale, a four-piece group out of Athens with a brand new EP. Well, if you count December as brand new, I'm going to count it as a brand new EP. That's just me. It's called Years Gone By, and here's a track off that EP called Yes, This Song Is About You, and No, I'm Still Not Over It. That was Yes, This Song Is About You, and No, I'm Still Not Over It by Friends for Sale, and after releasing their EP in December, Friends for Sale has continued working on new music and has an upcoming show on January 30th at the Union. Let's learn more about the group right now. I got another great group on the line here. We got Friends for Sale here talking to us today. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, what's up, man?
Happy to have you here. Excited to have you here. I have each show start off by having the band introduce themselves and telling us a little bit about what they do. So the floor is yours.
My name's Baker. I'm the lead singer and guitarist of Friends for Sale, and I have my bassist and keyboardist here with me, Chris and Adrian. And say hi.
Hi, I'm Adrian.
What's up? I'm Chris.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for everyone joining me here on this Sunday morning here. And let's start off by give me a little bit of the history of Friends for Sale. How did you all come together and meet? And tell me a little bit about each one of your music backgrounds. When did you guys start playing music? Have you played in other bands before? Just give me the brief history of Friends for Sale and a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah. Well, I started it off back when I was in high school, just kind of doing solo stuff. I played music with my friend Brian and his brother for a long time. We had a few different bands that was back in Kentucky. And then when I moved up here with my friend Chris, because I've known him for years, and we just kind of started trying to do things together, and eventually picked up other band members up here that were already in the friend group kind of thing. But I guess as far as our influences go, I definitely say my vocal influences are a lot from Bright Eyes and Jimmy Eat World and Placebo, Modest Mouse, that kind of thing. Adrian?
This is the first band I've been in, but I've been playing bass since I was probably 17. I was in marching band before that, so I've always been really into music. But I've been friends with Chris and Baker for a few years now, and we decided just to start making music together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he plays trumpet too, so. Marching band.
I have been playing keyboard for a very long time, but I never tried actually being in a band until just this year with Friends for Sale. So it's been a very exciting little journey for me as well.
Yeah. This is the first actual band I've been a part of, because previously it was just kind of me and my friends playing together. They'd help me out, just play live shows. This is the first time I've actually had people that actually really care about or passionate about music, so we can actually play shows and stuff together.
So how did that feel for you guys to kind of to take on this band role? I know you mentioned that you've played in bands or around Friends, but two of you mentioned that this is your first band. How does it feel to kind of be in or surrounded by people that are taking the band seriously, creating music seriously? And has it changed your mindset about music at all, or the process of making music?
It feels really cool to actually be able to work with people who want to create something. Because previously, it's a lot of talk. You think oh, we should do something with this sometime, but actually doing something with it, it's a really good feeling. It's a big accomplishment to me.
And I just feel really inspired, because it's a really good feeling to actually have people actually come together and really actually focus on something for once. Because I know I had a huge problem with just actually trying to put a band together and get things going back in my hometown. So Ohio's been really good to me so far with that kind of thing.
Tell me a little bit about the music scene in Kentucky. I know it's our neighbor there for Cincinnati, but is there anything in the music scene in Kentucky that was really cool that you really enjoyed? Anybody that you met or grew up with there that really helped you with your music? Or is there anything going on in Kentucky that's pretty cool that maybe we should be keeping our eyes out?
That's why I moved away from Kentucky, actually. There's Bowling Green had an all right scene because that's where the Caged Elephant's from. Um, the Tidball is like the only place I've played out there. Nashville's pretty okay underground scene, but it's kind of hard to get booked there. That's in Tennessee though. But no, there's not really much going on in Kentucky, to be honest. I think Louisville, we found a few cool places out there, and like there's a bunch of small indie venues like in Evansville, Indiana. It's I found 21 Pilots back before they were like anybody's back in 2010 out in an Indiana venue out there. So there's like a cool little underground scene around that area, but other than that, like it's not too exciting to be honest.
I did not know that Cage the Elephant came from Bowling Green. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And then, you mentioned that you met 21 Pilots there before they're big. I was scrolling through your Facebook, and you actually were able to kind of at least connect with them a little bit. I mean, it had to have been pretty cool that they reached out to you and gave you a little advice there about buying pianos.
Oh yeah, he was a really cool dude. I remember talking to him a few times back then. Me and my friend would follow him around from their shows because we were just like really obsessed with them because they were just so unique sounding. And like I never thought they would like get as big as they were, but like we just would hang out with them at the venues and stuff. And like I'm glad that he brought this like wooden piano out on stage the first time I saw him, and I was like, whoa, what is that? And like he showed me it's just a hollowed out piano body with this like a electronic keyboard just placed inside it, and it wasn't a real piano. I'm like, oh damn. They just did a bunch of cool stuff like that, and they're a huge inspiration to me because of that. Because they literally started from nothing, making music in their basements to like selling out arenas now. So in a span of like 4 years.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And yeah, 21 Pilots, easily one of the biggest names in music here for the past couple of years. I played many a song there on Power 105 there by 21 Pilots. But we're talking to Friends for Sale here, and let's get into the new tunes that you guys just came out. The Friends for Sale Years Gone By EP just came out in December. Tell me about recording the EP. Tell me about getting in the studio and how it felt to release that bad boy.
Oh, really good. I think 2 of the songs we previously recorded at a different studio, but we found a guy up here in Neil at what was he called? Almost Electric Chair Studio. Yeah, he's an incredible studio dude. Like he's the best person I've ever worked with in my life because I've had a long line of people who absolutely have screwed me over in the studio. So having someone actually know what they're doing for once is super nice. And definitely writing these songs together was a huge adventure, and especially recording in the studio is really fun because we got to bust out the trumpet and nail some stuff. Anything to say? Okay, but it was a huge, just fun thing, and we're looking forward to actually getting the whole album done with him.
Yeah, I saw on Facebook you mentioned it's a double album. What does that mean? Is it just going to be a whole lot of tunes coming from Friends for Sale? Is that what you guys are looking for?
Well, right now, like we have so many songs we've put together in 2 different playlists that I decided it'd be kind of cool if we did a double album. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if it's too ambitious for a first release, so I'm still debating. But right now we are doing like a day and night kind of thing, heavily inspired by like Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy. They had like a night CD and a day CD. We're wanting to do like the first album's gonna be like a nighttime theme one where everything's kind of like it's like a linear kind of story being told, and then like the daytime one is gonna have like more like sunny sounding songs. And they kind of like wrap around into each other in like little loops. Like the last song will like lead into the first song of the album and vice versa of the previous one. We're trying to do like a little double concept release thing.
More from Friends for Sale next here on Groovy Soup.
This is Groovy Soup on Power 105. This is Groovy Soup on Power 105.
Welcome back to Groovy Soup, brought to you by... I'm Paul Holden, and we got another track from Friends for Sale's latest EP, Years Gone By. This one's called Wonder Years. That was Wonder Years by Friends for Sale, and let's learn more about this EP and these tunes in part 2 of our interview with the group right now. That's really interesting and really cool. I like the day-night side by sides. I like the telling the stories through the album. So What made you come to, other than the songs, is there any other reason that you wanted to do like a concept album like that? In today's world, we kind of see music, a lot of artists kind of do singles or they just do the EP route. Does that go into your thought process when you're thinking about releasing something like this double album or a concept album? Or do any trends in music kind of stick out to you, something that you want to kind of go with yourself, or are you trying to buck some of those trends and do your own thing?
Very much do my own thing. I do not like the whole like release singles for years type thing. That's always bothered me. I like really releasing like something super focused and like it's something that tells like a story and has like a flow to it and everything. Because I've always really liked like solid albums that just have like a huge message to them overall. Because I think that's way more memorable and way more like attention grabbing. If you have like something with like art on it to sell it, see it shows and stuff. Because I know like My Chemical Romance was always super like focused with their albums. Like, he would cut really good tracks just to make the album have a good flow as a concept. And every single album of his had like a whole theme to it. Like the Black Parade and everything had this huge parade like kind of dark theme to it, and the Danger Days like this whole post-apocalyptic kind of punk rock thing, and just it was all just very cohesive and like super inspirational to me to have like something I can show people like a book. You have so many ideas in a single book, but it's one cohesive story. And I always saw releasing singles like releasing like random chapters of a book. To me, that just kind of seemed like a similar thing that I wasn't really cool with, I guess, as a musician. But
that's my favorite albums are all concept albums or albums that are all one cohesive piece of art. And I really like it when you can start an album from the start or the top of it and just let it ride, and you'll be able to just kind of go through the journey of the album and what the artists are trying to say here about that. And it's really cool that you're sticking to your guns and making the music that you want to make. I think that's really important here. We're talking with Friends for Sale, their new EP, Years Gone By, available on streaming services as well. Also coming up on the 30th, they're going to be playing at the Union with Space Gondola, Blank Faces, and Warp. They're on January 30th. Really cool poster, by the way. I wanted to say that.
Yeah, I really like it. I don't know what it is. I like it.
Yeah, I have no clue what it is either. I was thinking like maybe like an anteater or something like that. I wasn't sure, but it's really cool looking, the art itself. But so is this the first Friends for Sale? Or no, I don't think it's gonna be the first. But tell us a little bit about what people can expect if they're heading to a Friends for Sale show. What can they expect to see up on the stage from you all?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. We played at Battle of the Bands last year there, but it was only me and Adrian. Like just. She helped me play bass, and I was playing guitar and singing because we didn't have anyone else. We're using like backing tracks, and we still put on a really good live show with that. So I'm really excited to have actually our insane drummer Alex. He's just like gonna be nailing it on stage with being mic'd up and being crazy to hear. And we have like trumpet sections and everything, so we're gonna try to go as hard as we can. And before the show, I'm gonna make sure I buy a lot more equipment, so like a wireless thing for my guitars I can actually get in the audience and stuff. But
yeah, that's we're hoping to like really the audience. I like that. Very cool. Well, I'm excited for that. And again, you can check out Friends for Sale at the Union on January 30th. That's a Thursday. So not this coming Thursday here when the show airs. It'll be the following Thursday. So you're not going to want to miss that there at the Union. So one thing also that I always like to ask about, especially when trumpets and horns are incorporated, how do you incorporate horns and trumpets in? It's it seems like such a different instrument than versus your standard drum, guitar, bass, keyboard. What's the process of writing for the trumpet and incorporating the trumpet or horns into your music?
Well, the process of writing the trumpet part is sort of just what we do is we'll play the riff, the guitar riff, the keyboard part, and try to come up with a melody for the trumpet. Like we'll just hum a little bit, and just if we come up with something cool, then I'll try to mimic it on the trumpet, basically. Yeah,
we're just trying to add like an emotional range to it mainly. It's like defining places for it. I know for In a Coma, we actually Adrian thought of a really cool riff. They like made the whole second verse sound more like really sad and just very like funeral-esque. Because like on the line, the second verse is like on a dark midsummer day. It's just talking about like a funeral, and like the trumpet to it sounded like a funeral march kind of thing, and it just really added a lot of atmosphere to it.
Yeah, I
so
love
it's like
no, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't really have much else to say. So.
I was just going to say, I love the range of the trumpet, how you were saying how you'd think with the trumpet, I think most people think of the trumpet, loud, vibrant, kind of, maybe more of a happier sound or just kind of a loud and bombastic sound. But there is a lot of range to the trumpet, especially like you said, when you're able to manipulate it to kind of convey emotions like a march or something a little bit more melancholy here. Getting towards the end here of our time with Friends for Sale. Make sure you check them out on Facebook as well. But before we go, one thing I wanted to ask about, tell me about the two songs that you selected for the people to listen to tonight. Yes, This Song Is About You, and No, I'm Still Not Over It, and Wonder Years. What can you tell me about those two tracks, and what made you decide those were the two you wanted to play tonight?
Okay, so Hold Me Under, or the parentheses Hold Me Under is what we call it just for shorthand. But that song was definitely something we all wrote together and we're super happy with. Like, we were just built it and kept adding stuff, and then like, as a joke in the second verse, we're like, let's add a score section, and it became not a joke because it sounded incredible, and like it made the second verse just explode. So, just like that was a song that was just all of our babies. Like, we all have like incredible parts in them, and just like everyone's just showing off in the whole band. And I feel like it's just like one of the most energetic things we've made together so far. I'm just like really excited to show everyone else that, because every time we show people it recently, they've just been like losing their like mind over it. So, and I think Wonder Years definitely gave me a really just warm vibe. I feel like a lot of people would like it a lot. That was a song that we kind of wrote together. I originally made the riff like making fun of Weezer because it just sounded like a very Weezer like riff, and then like they just added stuff onto it. I was like, all right, I actually like this song now. Let's actually make it into something. But I just think it's two of our best songs off the EP, just in terms of being able to show people it and then like really like vibing with it.
Very awesome, and I'm excited for the people to check out these tracks. And you can check out Friends for Sale on Facebook, all sorts of good stuff. Actually, what's the one-stop shop for all things Friends for Sale? Where should the people go to stay up to date with everything you all do?
I'd say Friends for Sale Bandcamp, but I'd say most things that you keep up to date, I'd say Friends for Sale Band on the Facebook, and mainly on Spotify, Facebook, Bandcamp, even Instagram, but it's not like an official band Instagram. But I'd say probably Facebook, because that's where all of our events are posted, as well as like we do have a what's it called? I forgot the service, but it's like it updates your shows for you. It's like a thing that a lot of bands use. I don't remember the name, but mainly Spotify and Facebook.
Friends for Sale Band on Facebook there, and thank you all so much for your time. I'm starting something new here, and you guys are going to be my guinea pigs. I'm going to start. I want to ask everyone, since the show's called Groovy Soup, what is your all's favorite type of soup?
Potato soup, definitely.
Maybe like tomato soup. That sounds good.
I don't really eat soup all that often, but I guess clam chowder.
All great picks. All great picks. Very good soup picks. And Friends for Sale, thank you all so much for your time. The new EP, Years Gone By, available on streaming services. And don't miss Friends for Sale at the Union on Thursday, January 30th there at the Union. And again, thank you all so much for your time.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben.
Up next, A Friendly Face. Stay tuned.
This is Groovy Soup on Power 105.